Today's topic is mathematical operations. Now, in maths, there are basic four operations. This is addition, which is plus. Then we have subtraction, minus sign. Then we have multiplication. And lastly, division. Today we are going to learn about some properties of addition as well as subtraction. So first property is commutative property. Commutative property says A plus B is equal to B plus A, which means if you are finding a sum of a number, the arrangement doesn't matter. Let's take an example to understand it better. 3 plus 2. If I take A's value as 3 and B's value as 2, so if I write 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 3, both are same. You can see 3 plus 2 is also 5 and 2 plus 3 is also 5. This proves the commutative property of addition, which means if you alter the position of the numbers, the answer remains the same in case of addition. Let's move to the second property, that is associative property. We will write it like this: A plus B within brackets plus C is equal to A plus B plus C within brackets. Now we know that we have to solve the brackets first. So if we add the first two numbers and then add the sum of the first two numbers with the third number, whatever answer we get the same answer if we add the second and third number first and then add the sum with the first number. Let's take an example to understand it better. For an example, if I write 2 plus 3 plus 4, over here the value of A is taken as 2, B as 3 and C as 4. And here we write it 2 plus 3 plus 4. The same thing, only the brackets have changed. Okay, the position of the brackets. Over here the first two numbers are in bracket and over here the last two numbers are in brackets. So let's solve it. 2 plus 3. We'll solve the brackets first. It becomes 5 plus this 4. This is equal to 9. On the other side, see, 2 remains same. First we will solve this within brackets. 3 plus 4 is 7. And if we add it with 2 we get 9. So you can see in both the cases the answer remains the same, that is 9. This proves the associative property of addition. Now we'll move on to the third property, that is identity property. Identity property states that if you add 0 to a number, which means A plus 0, the number remains the same. Let's take an example. It's very simple. 4 plus 0, anything. If we add 0 to it, the answer will not change. It will be the number as it is, because 0 has no value in case of addition. So these were the three main properties of addition. Now we will move to the properties of subtraction. The first property is equality property, which means if you subtract a constant number, then the answer remains the same. For an example, if you subtract a constant number like x from this side and you subtract the same x from the other side, the answer that we get is equally less. Let's take an example. For an example, we take the value of a as 5 and the value of x as 2. So if we are subtracting it by 2, the answer that we get is 3. Here, in case of b minus x as well, if the number remains the same, that is 5 and this was 2, the answer that we get is 3. So you can see, if we subtract equal numbers from equal numbers, the answer is the same. And also another thing, that is, if you subtract a number like 5 minus 2, I have taken, so the answer is 3. If I take another example like 7 minus 2, the answer is 5. You can see here the original number was 5. When I subtracted 2 from it, the answer that I get is 3, which is 2 less than 5. Similarly, if we are taking the number 7 and we are deducting 2 from 7, the number that I get is 5, which is 2 less than 7. Which means deducting the unequal number from two different numbers, the number that we get is actually less, 2 less. This is 2 less than 7, that is 5, and this is also 2 less than 5, which is 3. So both the answers gets reduced by the equal value. Now we will move to the identity property of subtraction, which is very simple. Just like addition, the identity property of subtraction is also 0. Like anything minus, if I subtract 0 from anything, the answer that I get is the same. Let's take an example. If I deduct 0 from 5, the answer that I get is 5. There's no change to the answer. So these are the main properties of addition as well as subtraction.